Welcome to Really Cool Stuff for the Home podcast, sponsored by HomeWorks. And now with today's show on all the ways to improve your home is your host, Denise Sanchez.
Hi, everybody. This is Denise Sanchez, getting ready to start off a new year. Happy New Year to everybody. And Happy New Year to you too, Jeff Polucci. I have with me Jeff Polucci, who is the National Sales Manager. He knows everything about any Miele appliance. He's been around for about 25 years, right, Jeff? It's been 25 years? Yep. And he is amazing. Not only does he know everything about the product, but he knows the behind the scenes kind of thing. That's what's so interesting in the history about everything. And today, Jeff, I wanted to discuss Miele dishwashers. And there are so many things to discuss about Miele's dishwasher. I don't even know where to begin. Seriously. It's just the most awesome product. So the one thing that I do know is that Miele is the first with the computerized Miele dishwashers, in fact, washers and dryers for the world in the early 70s, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And they have a lot of other firsts too. And I just want everyone to know that I personally own a Miele dishwasher. Mine is about 23, 24 years old. Probably one of the first Miele dishwashers in Texas when they started distributing this down this area. And mine is still going strong, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's just some features that I would like to see, in my dishwasher that I'm going to be looking at a new Miele dishwasher here very shortly. But let's start off with because they also have commercial models. And there's so many things I want to get to that I can't even get it coordinated in my little head, about all the fabulous things about the Miele dishwasher. But I want to let you start off with the beginnings of the Miele dishwasher.
Okay. So, first of all, thank you, Denise. It's great to be here again. I appreciate being on your show. Thank you so much. So Miele's been making dishwashers since 1929. We were one of the first in the world to develop this newfangled contraption for the rich called a dishwasher, right? Mm-hmm. What's interesting is that since that time, we have developed four levels of dishwashers. We have residentials, mm-hmm. we have professionals, we have commercials, and then we have lab medical dental. So we go all the way up to the machines that are washing the scalpels that surgeons use in hospitals.
That's pretty amazing.
So if you think that we can safely sterilize beakers, test tubes, scalpels, and picks that dentists use and things like that, mm-hmm. we can probably wash your dishes, right?
Right.
So it's an astonishing array of capabilities. And a lot of times when people are asking, gosh, how is it possible that this dishwasher can get these dishes this clean? Most people don't know what clean dishes and glasses are until they get one of our machines, right?
Right.
Or what's funny is when people have one of our machines and they go somewhere else, like on vacation, mm-hmm. and they use another dishwasher, and they're like, these dishes aren't clean.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Right, exactly.
But that's where we get it from.
Mm-hmm.
We develop these very high-level performance machines. That's where we get it from.
Oftentimes, when a little story, oftentimes when I'm selling a Miele dishwasher, I have 5 grandkids, and I'm always telling them how I allow my grandkids to just do a rough scrape and pop the dishes into the dishwasher because Mimi's tired after she's been cooking, right? And they have to clean up after themselves, and it comes out clean. I can't tell you the customers that I've had to just please at least try for about 6 times. Do not rinse your dishes. I don't even use my rinse and hold in the Miele dishwasher, Jeff. I mean, seriously, I never use it. And they come out beautiful. In fact, it's better for the dishwasher and the environment. But just a side note.
No doubt.
Go ahead.
No, you're exactly right. As a matter of fact, I can tell you the first time I ever got a Miele dishwasher many, many years ago was before I actually came to work for Miele. I was an appliance dealer at the time. Mm-hmm. And my wife and I kept making bets on what we could put in the machine just to see if it would come clean. And every time I would bet that it would, and she would bet that it wouldn't, mm-hmm. all I can say is I won a lot. It really is astonishing how good these machines are.
They really, and they're so, and when you factor in that, I tell customers, so there you go rinse the dishes, then you put it in your dishwasher, you do another rinse and hold. How much time have you wasted of yours? And then how much energy have you wasted for, the hot water or whatever? And then the water, just that alone, it just makes no sense. It's just breaking that habit because there's no trust in their dishwasher actually cleaning their dishes. How novel is that? A dishwasher that cleans your dishes.
Yeah, most dishwashers are basically just very expensive dish rinsers.
Right.
Most people do most of the work first. And what's really sad is they end up destroying their dishes when they do that.
Exactly.
Because the detergents are too aggressive when they don't have food to eat. So when you give the dishwasher soiled dishes, then it actually does a better job.
Exactly. And there's been a lot of design firsts. One of the things that I thought was astonishing when we started selling the Miele dishwasher over 20 years, it's been about 25 years now, how quiet. I mean, that was just astonishing how quiet they were. You couldn't hear them. You had to get up to the unit close to hear them. And at that time, all of the dishwashers that were sold over here sounded like, airplanes going off, right? But with the Miele dishwasher, that was such a big deal about that. And then that incredible third rack that Miele invented. Tell them a little bit about that. And I will say this, a lot of companies are trying to copy that because the patents run out, I guess, right? But none can do it as good as Miele.
The original patent.
Right. So speak to that.
Yeah, the original patent. We've actually got a couple of patents after that as well. But, what's interesting is that, when we invented the third rack, we were criticized very soundly for it because people would say, "Oh, you're never going to take the time to load that, right? It's just so much easier to throw your utensils into a basket." What they didn't realize was that when you take a few minutes at the beginning to separate your cutlery, you're simply doing what you would do at the end at the beginning.
Right.
And that makes the unloading process much easier, number one. Number two, when the cutlery is separated and this is key, when you have a dedicated spray arm for it.
Right.
Okay. See, a lot of the other brands that have brought out these third racks, they didn't change their water distribution system. All they did was add another level to clean, but they didn't add anything to clean it.
Or if they did, it's a little bitty tiny rack if they did.
It's awful. So one of the nice things that we did when we developed the system was we changed the arms so that the arms could actually clean every single knife, fork, and spoon, no matter where it is in that tray. And it's really an amazing accomplishment. And the newest version of it, the one that we just released with the G7000s, is the most impressive cutlery tray I've ever seen.
Right, where you can move it over. It's like they call it a 3D. So the rack, the top rack, you can actually move portions of it up and under and taller, so you can put different height of like little cups there. Or if you wanted to put something on the second rack, like a tall wine glass, which we'll get into a little bit later, it makes it. You can still use it for your utensils and not to have to forego that, which makes it pretty cool as well.
The center part of the new tray is very wide and very deep.
Right.
The right side goes up and down. The left side goes back and forth. So it really is quite flexible. I can't think of anything you can't fit in there.
And also, too, I have my Nana's silver that I inherited, and I also have invested in some gold-plated, cutlery too. So when Mimi has her family over for Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter, I throw out the tablecloths, that I roll in my rotary iron and my or my Fashion Master, and then of course the wonderful. But I can actually wash them in this cutlery tray because they don't touch. You know what I'm saying? So they don't get that what they call electrolysis. And I've been doing that, Jeff, for years and years. So I know it works. Ever since I've got the dishwasher almost 24 years ago, I've been using it for that, and they look stunning. Beautiful. So I know it really does work. And I've done some tests too.
It does. It does work, actually. I had a gentleman call me one time. This was many years ago, and he wasn't a dealer. He was a customer, and he called me because the salesperson gave him my cell phone. May he rest in peace. And but this guy called me, and he was furious with me. And I didn't know who he was at all, but he was furious. And he said, what are you talking about telling these salespeople that your dishwashers can wash gold inlay china, right? Hand-painted china and my sterling silver. And he said, each one of my plates is $600. Are you telling me that I can safely put my plates and my gold and my silver in your machine? And I, without even hesitating, I said, yes. And he was absolutely silent. But it's true. And I said, yes, you can. That's what they're designed for. He was amazed. He said, oh, okay. Thank you.
And
funny.
I sell the Riedel stemware. That's that fine German glass. For wine, they have all the different types of wine glasses, and it's that real thin, so that it doesn't interfere with the wine getting over your lips. All that kind of stuff. Yep. Incredible wine glasses, beautiful. Well, I am kind of lazy, and they're very thin. And if you put your hand in them, sometimes you bust them open. So again, I have been using my dishwasher for 24 years to clean my Riedel stemware. And about 5 years ago, I was validated because Riedel put on their information and on their boxes, must be hand washed. The only dishwasher they will recommend for doing their stemware is the Miele dishwasher. Isn't that amazing?
Yep.
They get that kind of stamp of approval.
As a matter of fact, that's kind of it's a tremendous honor.
Yes.
For Miele to wear that endorsement from Riedel. I mean, Riedel is about a 250-year-old 7th-generation family-owned company. Okay, they hand blow a lot of their glass, and they make crystal for a lot of companies as well. And it was actually George Riedel himself who tried one of our dishwashers after he threw away 2 of another brand I won't name, but. He was so tired of his glasses breaking.
Exactly.
In these other machines that he tried one of our machines, and he was so impressed with the way they came out and how safely they were handled that he actually contacted our president at the time, Nick. I'm sure you remember Nick.
Yes, I remember Nick.
So he contacted Nick, and we actually did some joint testing with Riedel, and they were so impressed that we are the only product of any brand in any category they have ever endorsed.
That's astounding.
So what an honor that is for us.
And, sometimes I'll have, dinner parties and whatever, and, people always want to help. And they'll help me by hand washing my stemware. And once they're gone, I take them all and put them in my Miele dishwasher to rewash them, because then you see lint, you see, streaks, water streaks. They don't finish beautifully. They don't finish beautifully.
Yes.
And in fact, further to this, Miele has specialized in some of their higher end dishwashers that if you wanted to do like wine tasting, they have special programs. Tell them about those special programs.
Well, for example, one of the cycles that we offer is wine glasses no rinse aid. And the reason for that is because if you are a wine taster, or if you are a wine judge, one of the things that you do when you are sampling wine is you swirl the wine in the glass, and you have to watch the wine ride the glass, and when it settles, it leaves legs on the glass. Well, if there's rinse aid on the glass, there are no legs. Not to mention the fact that rinse aid can actually change the taste of the wine. So I mean, when you get to that level, you really want to make sure that your glasses are not just perfectly made, but not tainted by any type of chemicals that you're using to wash. And that's why these cycles are perfect for that. And yes, we make them.
In fact, we've sold some of the commercial models for wine places. It's a really neat product for that. Also, too, speaking of cleaning products, I wanted to address something. About 10 years, I think it's been about 10 years now, maybe a little bit longer. They took out phosphates from the soap. But Miele did not miss a beat, because Miele started making their own cleaning products for the dishwasher, just like they do for their washers and dryers. They've done that. And occasionally I've had customers come in and they have told me about their problems with their dishwasher. I always want to know what it is that they liked about their dishwasher and what they disliked about their dishwasher and why they're considering Miele. And sometimes I just know, it's just the cleaning solutions that they're using. So I can't have them walk out, with a Miele and then have the same kind of an issue. So they have the best cleaning product for the Miele. What is different about their cleaning product over others? I know that the others don't have phosphates, and the reason why they took phosphates out was because of algae blooming, something to do with our rivers and lakes, right? Can you speak to that?
I mean, phosphates don't break down in the environment. So when you have, laundry detergents or dishwasher detergents, that everybody uses way too much, right?
Exactly.
So people were just dumping tons of this chemical into their dishwasher, which is going down the drain, which at some point was being dumped into the environment. And since phosphates don't break down, they change the way organisms can multiply in water, like algae. And if there's too much algae in water, you rid it of oxygen and the animals die. So all the manufacturers around the world kind of simultaneously went to an enzyme structure instead of a phosphate structure. And you may remember this, about 10 to 8 years ago, there was a time when detergents just didn't work.
Right.
I mean, there were a lot of times people would buy, whatever dishwasher detergent or laundry detergent at the store, and they just weren't getting things clean. And there was all these complaints, oh my God, these new enzymes don't work at all. That's because the enzymes had not been fully developed yet. Well, they've been developed. And I can assure you that when it doesn't matter what kind of detergent it is, the most expensive part of a detergent and the part of it that requires the greatest amount of engineering is the enzyme. Okay? When we decided to make our own detergents, it wasn't for the purpose of selling detergent. It was for the purpose of generating perfect results.
Right.
And we wanted to make sure that we developed these enzymes so that they were strong enough, fast enough, and lived long enough so that when you put, say, for example, one of our dishwasher tabs into any dishwasher, let alone a Miele dishwasher,
exactly,
you are going to see a significant difference in the results. For example, one of the biggest things that makes our tabs different is that they break down faster than any other detergent, okay? They activate faster, and they stay alive the entire main wash. Many times these enzymes die within 5 or 6 minutes. Well, if your main wash is 30 minutes long, you're washing in dead soap for 25 minutes. With our detergents, even if the water is hot, they stay alive. And if the enzymes stay alive, you're cleaning the entire time. So the idea behind our detergents was save the environment, but put together something that really genuinely produces superior results. When you add that to our wash system, you've got a combination that can't be matched, let alone.
And once people start buying those tablets, they don't stop. I've had customers, they don't stop because they see the difference. And I do sell these tablets to other customers that I know that was the problem, especially if they come in and tell me about the white film and what this and that. Not as bad as it used to be, but still the products out there aren't as great as they could be, not like Miele's. But also, too, another point that you made was how fast they break down because Miele, on a lot of their models, they have this specialized program. So if on my 24-year-old Miele dishwasher, if I have a big to-do and I have people come over, my program is going to take about 2.5 hours and maybe up to 3 to include drying, which is not unusual. That's a normal thing for an intensive wash. But Miele has now a 58-minute program. If you have lasagna, guys, in 58 minutes, this machine will do a beautiful job of cleaning and drying in 58 minutes. So you have to have a detergent that will activate quickly in order to be able to be useful, right? So that's another neat thing.
But it also has to stay active.
Yes.
I mean, if those enzymes die,
then it's no good
during the main wash. Then you're not washing anything.
Right.
And the cycle you're talking about is called quick intense wash.
Right.
And it is a. I got to tell you, it was tested over in Germany by the equivalent of the Good Housekeeping Institute here in New York, but it's called the Rheinwall Institute of Design Technology, and they tested that cycle, the quick intense wash, with our auto dose system and our tabs. And in 58 minutes or less, they were able to remove 99.99% of every scrap of bacteria in that machine.
That's amazing.
Now, that's astonishing.
Yes,
that's astonishing. There's no other machine that can do that. So it really is a combination of a lot of factors, but we've been doing this since 1929. This is what we do. We should be this good.
And speaking of that, let's talk about the auto dispensing. This is a new feature. The auto dispensing and that quick intense wash. Not to mention the enhanced baskets configuration.
Yep.
Those are the two main reasons why I must have a new Miele dishwasher, and hopefully I can get a deal on one.
I'm sure we can figure out something.
So let's talk about that auto dispensing, because that is incredible. And that's on models that I would say mid-range on up, so you don't have to spend the top of the line.
No, you don't. As a matter of fact, it's on the new G7s, the new G7000s, there are 4 levels, 71, 73, 75, and 79. On the 3, 5, and 9, auto dose is there. You can get the second level up and get auto dose. But the great thing about auto dose is not just the dispensation part. It is the fact that it is designed so that you never have to touch the detergent. Okay? It doses based on the cycle and load type, load size, and load soil. So you never overdose, you never underdose. It decides for itself. All of the cycles vary based on how dirty the dishes are, right? So all the cycle times if you ran a normal cycle 100 times in a row, you're going to get 100 different times,
right?
Because it's always adapt that load, okay? The discs themselves that go into it, they use about 99% of the powder. They literally don't waste anything. It's astonishing how effectively they empty themselves. Each disc is designed to last about a month. They come with a disc and a certificate for 6 more free. That's a nice little way to get started.
Right, and get hooked.
And that's right. And the water distribution system, the arms have been completely redesigned, and the lower arm is designed to clean out the dispenser chute inside the machine. So the detergent will never clump, the pipes will never clog, and probably the best part about it is that along with AutoDose, you get the calendar management system, the auto start system. So you can take your phone or your tablet and you can actually set it up so you have, say, normal run every night, Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. And then you have pots and pans run Saturday night at 10 p.m. And then you have China Crystal run Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Okay? And you can change that around and you can tell it when to start, you can tell it when to stop, and you can literally manage a calendar and it will automatically dose itself. So you can, it'll even send out push notifications where it'll say, hey, Denise, I'm starting in 15 minutes. Do you want to add anything?
Because of the
and
Wi-Fi.
Say, yeah. Yes, because of the Wi-Fi. I mean, it just is so ridiculously easy. And yet, you're going to get the same results without having to do anything. It is absolutely astonishing. This auto dose with the auto start system is amazing. And it starts on the 73 and goes to the 75 and the 79.
Another neat thing I wanted to address is the fact, especially in our area, Jeff, our water is very, very hard, extremely hard.
Yep.
So when we got the Miele dishwashers and they have built-in water softeners, that is like amazing. Even today, not everyone in San Antonio and the surrounding area likes to have a water softener. Why, I don't know. But some people don't like the what I call the silky feeling, they call the slimy feeling, So, right? Yeah. So their dishwashers do a horrible job because it's so much calcium, inside the dishwasher. The dishwasher looks horrible, and then your glasses literally get etched. They get sandblasted,
yeah, they do.
So with the water softener, it's a life changer when it comes to your dishes and your glasses. And they do such a good job, and it lasts for so long. I mean, we rarely touch any of the water softeners. Maybe 3 or 4 in all the years we've been selling Miele dishwashers. Yeah. And you can buy this food grade, Miele has it, food grade box of salt to put into your water softener. It tells you way in advance to when you need to replace the salt. And it's just an amazing feature that even today, day is if I always ask, do you have a water softener? If they don't, well, you have to get the one with the water softener. And those start at $14.99. How great is that to have a dishwasher with a water softener at a price tag for $14.99, right? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and the water softener doesn't just enhance the cleaning. It actually extends the lifespan of the machine.
Right.
When the calcium and magnesium that leaves all of that buildup on everything, when that's not there, it's not just the steel that benefits. It's the electronics, the sensors, and the heating elements that benefit as well. Even the circulatory pump benefits from softer water. So now you don't want to get too soft.
Right.
Usually there's a threshold of about 3 or 4 grains per gallon where, if you're 3 or below, don't use it. If you're 4 and above, use it. But they're, for the most part, water softeners are a dramatic increase in effectiveness and lifespan for the machine. And, it also allows you to use less detergent because, and when you're doing that, the auto dispense does that. So you're not over dispensing, ruining your glasses, ruining your dishes, and everything comes clean and shiny.
And doesn't the Miele dishwasher on the water softener, it detects like water fluctuations in the pH, and it will adjust, correct?
It doesn't. It's not quite that advanced, but it does have a setting. So, for example, most people, what they'll do is they'll either look online and they'll find out, okay, what is the water hardness in my house? Let's say it's 10 grains per gallon, okay? And in San Antonio,
it's 20.
It's around 17.
Yeah.
It's much higher. So there you go. That's you're throwing rocks at your glass.
Exactly.
So, but what you can do is there's a setting that you can put the softener on. It's literally level 1, and it actually adjusts itself. It's adaptive. Okay. So most people set it to their water hardness. But if you just set it on 1, it adjusts itself.
Okay, that's pretty incredible. And also, too, there are a lot of different things that you can do with the Miele dishwasher as far as aesthetics. So they have it where you can have the controls on the front, so you can see it, and it's like a little hand. You insert your fingers to open the door, and then they have one that's probably our most popular one is the one where all the controls are on the top inside of the door, and so you don't see any controls in the front. It has a handlebar, we call them a towel bar, and it has that nice, clean, beautiful look, right? Then there's you also can take them and put doors on them, your wood doors, and they totally integrate. You don't see any metal, and they're flush with your cabinetry. They look like part of your cabinetry. It's beautiful. And then they have this unique model, especially designed for either our techies or people that have the handleless cabinets. Popular in Europe and on the East and West Coast, not so big here in San Antonio, but where you don't want to have a handle. And tell them all you have to do to get it to open.
Knock.
Just twice. Knock, knock.
Just knock. Actually, you can set it for 1 or 2 knocks.
Oh, really? I did not know that. 1 knock or 2 knocks.
It,
Okay. And even if you were to knock on top of the countertop, it won't open it. It has to be a knock on the door. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and it has to. There are 2 triggers. It has to hear it and it has to feel it. And that's exactly to address what you said. If I accidentally put 2 things down on the counter at the same time, it could conceivably open. It won't. It has to hear it and it has to feel it, and that's got to come from the front.
And people are going to be thinking, because of all the neat things we're talking about on the Miele dishwasher, these dishwashers must cost a fortune. They start at $9.99, and they stop at over to $3,000. That's the residential models, and then they have some professional models that you might want to speak about that real quick, about the professional models.
So right after the residential line, we have a line called Profi line, and they look residential, and they sound residential, but they have twice the firepower of our residential machines. So as a result of that, you're going to find that your temperatures are higher, right? They will hold 180 degrees for a full minute on rinse, okay? And you'll find that their flow rate in water is up to 60 gallons per minute instead of up to 30 in a residential, okay? So their cycle times can go down to 24 minutes instead of 58 minutes. So they are really made to give you a semi-commercial type of performance, but they look and sound residential, which, by the way, is a combination that no one else can match.
Right. And wine places love those specific dishwashers right there. They also have the built-in water softeners as well, in the China and crystal mode, which is very, very, very popular, right? And also the electronics are different on all of them. They have the basic electronics, the touch buttons and that sort of thing. And then they have this other one that on your higher end where they have kind of like the smartphone where it's swish, you just kind of, just like you would do your phone. It's kind of cool. It's got
exactly the same as you would do your phone. Yeah, it's called, we call it M-Touch. But it is what's called a TFT, or a thin film transistor screen, and it is touch drag. And the really cool thing about it, Denise, is that we make our own electronics.
Right. That's important, y'all. So very important.
It's very important. We make our own electronics, so quality control is really high with Miele. You know how crazy we are about quality. So the nice thing about our electronics is that TFT screen is the only 20-year TFT screen you can buy.
That's incredible.
Which is it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Now, and another thing about the fact that we do your own electronics. Several years ago, I don't know how many years ago, and it's been a couple of times we've had recalls on dishwashers because they start to burn, catch on fire. And you find out all these different brands have the same problem going on. It's because they outsource to the same people.
Yes.
They don't do their own, where Miele does.
Yes.
They do all these unique innovations. Miele has been the one where everyone tries to copy them once their patents run out. That's who everyone, all the dishwasher companies out there look to Miele to try and copy what they've done to make a better dishwasher.
Oh, sure.
It's an amazing company. I love my Miele dishwasher. I love to sell Miele dishwashers. And like I said, there are $9.99 models all the way on up to their top of the line. They're made as well and perform as well. It's just features and programs, basket, configurations, that sort of thing.
You just brought up a great point, and it's worthy to kind of just point this out. It doesn't matter if somebody buys a Miele dishwasher for $9.99. If somebody buys a Miele dishwasher for $29.99. They actually have the same expectations. They expect that machine to clean and dry
and last.
They want to be able to, and last. And they want to make sure that they're going to, if I buy a Miele machine, I want to put my dishes in dirty, and I don't want to pre-wash, and I don't want to rewash, and I don't want to hand dry. So the fact is that no matter what level machine you get, those are the very basic things that we ensure. It's just that as you move up the line, you get a wider selection of capabilities, but the core balance of cleaning, drying, protecting your dishes is 100% all the way across the line.
And it's just as beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful dishwasher. They're $9.99 model, stainless steel interior. And these machines with the water softeners, they stay beautiful too. They don't get all yucky and gummed up. And it's been over 30 minutes, Jeff. Remember I was saying that.
Oh my.
I know. I could go on another 30 minutes and more. There is so much to talk about with the Miele dishwasher. We didn't even talk about how on some of them from $14.99 on up, they will automatically, at the end of the programming, they will automatically open up a couple of inches to enhance the drying. So even things like your plastics will dry. That's amazing.
Yep.
So many neat things about a Miele dishwasher. They have a great website. I
can't believe that time went so fast.
I know. I told you it would. And Jeff, you are a wealth of knowledge. I mean, I am so appreciative to have snagged you for my Miele podcast. I really am thankful. And you make it fun, too. You make it fun. So Miele USA, if you want to go and see their wonderful selections, and you can even do comparisons. There is even like a Discover More on your website, MieleUSA.com, where you can see all the unique features that are available. Or go to homeworkssa.com. You can check out this podcast on that page and see all of our offerings of Miele, or come by our showroom. We have all the Miele dishwashers there so that you can see them and not hear them. And I am so thankful. This just was so much fun and so informative. Thank you so much, Jeff. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Take care.
Homeworkssa.com, where we'll make your homework better for you.